This week on Country Music Junkies, we have a multi-talented individual to introduce you to. His name is Andy Ross, and he is on the phone with us. Andy, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. We're down here on a hunt in the Ozarks, but we're having a great time, and it was a pleasure to take a break and give you a call.
Well, we are honored that you are taking a break from that to chat with us. Now, Andy, for fans who aren't necessarily familiar with your work, you do it all. You have so many things going on. You are the host of Maximum Archery Show on the Sportsman's Channel. You have your own music. You have a bunch of different companies that you are running on the side in your spare time. So let's kind of start from the beginning and how all of this sort of started for you.
Well, great. Well, thank you. I started manufacturing bows in 2004, a company called Ross Archery, and we were definitely the new kids on the block. And we couldn't get anybody at that time to shoot our bow on TV, so we just decided, you know what, we'll get us a couple cameras and we'll start filming our hunts. And we put together a pretty good promotional DVD that ended up in the boxes with the bows, and
Wow.
bow sales picked up. And the next thing we knew, the network was calling us, said, "Hey, we saw your DVD. We'd like for you to make a show." So we didn't have a TV personality at that time to shoot our bow, and we just kind of became one in the process.
That is unbelievable. What are the chances of that all coming together so nicely for you? That's awesome. So in terms of your music, I know it kind of you are a guitar player and you're very well known for your guitar playing, but in terms of your own music, things kind of started for you with the show, with the song Three-Legged Dog. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. We saw, I kind of saw the TV show a little different than a lot of people were approaching their show. I think kids today with extreme, cage fighting and what they're doing with motorcycles and skateboards and all kinds of stuff, all the kids are into a little bit of extreme sports, and things need to move pretty quick. So I had the idea that, we would go out and film our TV show, but we would treat it kind of like a band, on tour. Our T-shirts from our TV show had all of our hunts listed on the back, like concert tour T-shirts,
Oh, cool.
and moved our gear around in road cases. And I just wasn't happy with the music that we were able to get off the internet that everybody else was using. It was pretty generic, and I said, I've been playing a long time. I haven't written any music or really been out playing in a while, but I'm going to write our own theme song for our show and get us some original music that really describes us and what we do and what we're out doing and what we're about. And I wrote this song called Three-Legged Dog. We used it in the opener of the show, and this was about the time that iTunes was really catching on, and we had people coming up going, "Hey, where can I get that song? We hear on your show." And so we put it on iTunes, and it did quite well. The next question was, what album is it off of? And hadn't really thought about putting out a complete CD. But I have good friends in Nashville that are very talented and were willing to write with me, and we put out the first full CD called You Ain't Seen Crazy Yet, and that's kind of how the whole thing started.
Wow, that's amazing. And then from there, how have things kind of evolved for you musically?
Yeah, we had enough. There was enough evidence from sales of the first CD and the fanfare we were getting from it. We knew we wanted to put out a second CD, and we went to write that. And it was really, really unique, neat writing that second CD, because we learned from the first CD what our fans wanted and what they liked. There were certain songs on there that did a lot better than others on downloads, and the edgier, kind of southern rock stuff that I prefer was doing really well. The love song that we hear so many great ballads out there, but that style wasn't really working for me. And so when we made the second record, we were able to pick it up a notch and make it a little more southern rock and a little edgier. And we happened to write a song called Cold Dead Hand, which got picked up as kind of an anthem for the Second Amendment. And that song really took the record somewhere where we'd only dreamed. In fact, Cold Dead Hand, the CD, outsold the first CD in 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh!
So, yeah, we went from playing in front of 250, 350 people to 4,000 and 6,000. It's really been a blessing.
That's amazing. Now, out of all the things that you do, you also have Maximum Archery, the game, which is really cool. You can download that for your smartphone. You have Velvet Antler Wine. You have Crossroad Guitar. So many different things going on. What is, your baby? What is the thing that you are most passionate about, or can you narrow it down?
Sure. I mean, they all are very different in product line. The Max Apps guys that do all the phone apps, the Cold Dead Hand phone app game, and the American Rebel Racer game with our Second Amendment muscle car, and they've taken over the Maximum Archery, the game, and they're rebranding it as the Blood Trail on a Whitetail game after that song on my Cold Dead Hand CD, Blood Trail on Whitetail. But they've done a super job with these games at Max Apps. And they're a lot of fun because that's where you get a lot of kids coming up to you and saying, "Hey, I drove your car," or, "I shot your bow," because they're doing it on them games. But, the wine is definitely a different product, Velvet Antler Wine. It's a wine that's designed to pair with wild game, and, that has a completely different market. I love making the guitars. We made that, like so many things on my show. I just made one for myself. We started playing it on the show around the campfire and stuff, and people are like, "Where do you get that guitar?" All kinds of emails. "Where can I buy a guitar like that?" And so we ended up putting the guitar into production, and that's obviously, music is a major passion, and I really enjoy getting to play that guitar and getting emails from others that are playing it on stage and around campfires. But if you go back and you boil it all down, we're making bows again with ambush archery, and at the core of everything we do is bow hunting. So if it wasn't for bow hunting and making the TV show, we probably wouldn't be making music, guitars, or wine, and I don't think Max Apps would be wanting to make all these games that they do in our image. So at the heart of it, it comes back to bow hunting. So I'll let's just say I'm happy to walk down the street with a bow in one hand and a guitar in another.
That is awesome. I love your entrepreneurial spirit, and you've become incredibly successful in so many different ways, which is amazing. Now, if fans want to check you out, if they want to check out the album Cold Dead Hand, if they want to check out your show, if they want to just check you out and see all of the million different things that you're up to, how can they do that?
The best thing to do, all these things have their own individual websites, but if you go to andyross.com, you can link to all of them, Max Apps and Crossroad Guitars and Velvet Antler. You can also join our social media through andyross.com, which is our Facebook is Andy Ross Official, our Twitter, and you can buy the hard copies of the CD, there at andyross.com, as well as shirts and other merchandise. But iTunes is our number one source for digital downloads, so you can download the music at iTunes as well.
Excellent. Well, Andy, thank you so much for chatting with us today. Fans, be sure to check out the Sportsman channel to check out Andy on Maximum Archery, the show. Andy, thank you so much. Best of luck with everything.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me. Call me anytime.